Not seen Bernie. Oh,
Yeah,
there
she-
goes
yeah,
Sharon,
she-
I think came over now.
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
here. Bernie's here.
Okay, great.
Sharon's
No,
here too.
so terrific. So, good evening, everyone. This is Wednesday, July 11th, 2023. It's a little after 6 o'clock, 6:03. This is the first of two public forums that the Board of Education is holding to discuss the budget for the fiscal year 23-24. We will encourage comments from the public. We'd like to hold everyone to a 5-minute limit. We'll attempt to answer questions where we can. I just want to caveat that by saying we have, what is the number, Lisa? 43 or 5 questions that you
I
and your
believe we're
team-
up to I believe we're up to 48 now from the board.
and keep on counting. So there are 48 questions that the Board of Education members have submitted to the Board of Education, or have submitted to the administration after our session last week that the superintendent and her team are putting together. And there are other questions that have been submitted to the board from the public that we will do our very best to answer, either in a limited fashion tonight, because some of them are complex, or Lisa will be putting together a series of answers from the questions that the Board of Education have asked, some of which will address, at least the ones that I'm aware of, will address some of the questions that we received from the public. But for those who weren't on our previous, at our previous meeting, and are joining us for the first time, I want to put this budget in perspective. So the board is considering a budget of $58.3 million for the upcoming fiscal year. That's a $1.9 million increase, or about 3.4% overall. And if you look at it in detail, the bulk of that increase, that bulk of that $1.9 million increase is encompassed in salaries and an increase in utilities. That number adds up to effectively $1.8 million. You know, there's been a decrease in benefits, and there's been a decrease in the request for special education, which we can address if we're asked tonight. So, in round numbers, about 80% of the budget is for personnel, combination of salaries and benefits. And salaries are 1.5 of the 1.9 increase, and utilities is $300,000. So all in all, you know, we're dealing with how we staff our schools and apparently how we heat our schools. And so with that, Lisa, do you want to, or shall we open this up to public comment?
There's a few, thank you, Steve. There's a few comments that I wish to make before we begin with public comment. And I apologize, I'm a little bit under the weather. I have bronchitis, so if I get into a coughing fit, someone feel free to jump in. Mr. DeVito, if you please, can you show the webpage? The first thing that I want to say is that I, as well as the administrative team, is very committed to providing you as much information as possible to truly understand our budget. And we will be answering the questions, the 48 plus questions that the board has had, putting them in writing. We have a great deal of information that we will be sharing over the next, I would say, we're trying to get a lot of it out tomorrow into next week. But I want to draw the public's attention to, thank you, Dan, the front page of our website. There is right in the center, it says budget. And so if you have any questions, or you say, you know, I wish I had a little bit more information on this, or I'm not really clear and they're referencing a page and I want to go back and look at it. If you know, it says budget 23-24. Can you click on that, Dan, please? And in this link, we have all of the information. So you might say, you know, I have a question on dues and fees. I'm not sure about looking at the staffing. I have a question about revenue offsets. You know, sometimes people think it's actually something that it's a cost and it happens to be a revenue. I wonder about that security reduction. And you can look at all of that here. In addition, if you could go back, please, Dan. We have a section now called supplemental documents to support the 23-24 budget. And we've actually put up, have we made these live, Mr. DeVito?
Yes, we have.
Oh, thank you. So we have the budget presentation, which we gave last week. We also have a report that, you know, one of the board members asked for more detail about, specifically about technology integration and its purpose at the K2 level, where that is up and live. And we are going to be adding to this with my help of my very able executive assistant, Ms. Saketa, and Mr. DeVito, posting other materials. For example, the answers to the 48 questions will be posted, fingers crossed, by tomorrow afternoon. There is a presentation that Assistant Superintendent Henkel will do tomorrow at the board workshop that I think will answer a great many of the questions that have to deal with the curricular instructional leaders. That presentation will be posted here, as well as the answers to the questions. I know there was some specific questions about things like middle school science labs. What about our sustainability initiatives? What about the program, the Academic Pathways program at the middle school? And we have some documents that can also take people through that. So our goal, in short, with all of this is to put as much out here as we can to help you understand as a taxpayer how the funds are being spent to best educate Weston's children. Just be a little bit patient with us, because I was hoping to get the questions up tonight, but I in full disclosure, we had a very late meeting and I didn't have a chance. I want to review them all again, but we are working on it. Now, I think it's important that we hear your concerns, that we hear your questions, your feedback, if you will, and take that under advisement as we move forward and provide you with information in our attempt to address your concerns and to make things as clear as possible. Some questions take a little bit longer to sort of wrap our arms around it, but please know that we are committed to providing you with as much information, and it will all be posted on that site, as well as on Board Book, right, Ms. Saketa, on the workshops. But frankly, I want to include it on the district website because I think it's that much easier. You go there, you open it up, you'll see the documents. So with that, I'm done with my opening comments. And what we really want to hear are, what are your concerns? What are your feedback? What are your questions? It's important to get them out. And then as we have been doing, as we did with the board, to reflect on those questions and to be able to provide you with information that hopefully will answer them. Thank you.
Great.
Ms.
So,
Saketa, do we have anyone that is present that wishes to ask a question that we can promote, or how do you want to handle this?
I'd like to jump in and just to give a little bit of explanation on how we can do this.
Thank you.
We have posted the link. It's been posted online for a couple of days. I just reposted it on our district Facebook page for anybody who would like to hop into this Zoom meeting. If you have a question or comments, if you look at the bottom of Zoom, there's a button that says raise hand. If you go ahead and click on raise hand, Ms. Saketa will then click on you, call your name out, and will promote you to a panelist. At that point, you will then just have to accept being promoted. You'll hop on, and then you'll be able to give your comment or any questions that you have. So again, I've posted the link online, again, under our Facebook page, as well as on our district website. It's under the events calendar. You can go ahead and click on that. So We'll give it a few moments. As of right now, there is nobody who has risen their hand.
I
So,
modeled it for everyone, if you didn't notice. I modeled
Right.
it.
right. Thank you for modeling that, Tina. There you go. Her hand is raised. So I don't know if we want to just give this a couple moments.
Yes, yeah, can we do that, please?
Mhm.
Yep, no problem.
And in the interim, I want to thank everyone from the administration, Lisa's team and all the principals and all the experts that have joined the call. Appreciate it. It's a long process, but we're about halfway through, but I think it's all going to be very productive.
As of right now, I still don't have anybody raising their hand.
Let's just give it a couple more minutes then.
Mhm.
This is like a moment of silence.
We're practicing our wait time.
I know. How long can you hold your breath?
But it's not just the raising of the hand, Tina, that was a wonderful job, but it's clicking on the hand at the bottom of the screen.
There we go.
But Tina, can you raise your hand and pat your head at the same time?
Or do you have any questions?
You're
Right.
asking a lot.
Well, do you see anything, Jody or Dan?
No, I have one person that's just watching
Okay.
via the webinar, but there is nobody else that's raising their hand.
Okay. I don't know how everyone feels on the board, but it seems that we have no participants.
Nope.
I am also monitoring social media to see if anybody's made any comments, just make sure there aren't any technical issues, and I haven't had anything reported or emailed to me yet, so.
Okay. Well,
And I have
guess-
nothing in my emails either.
Okay, well, we do have our session tomorrow, our next workshop at 9:00 in the morning.
Mhm.
So it's 6:15. If we should adjourn, or do I have a motion to adjourn?
Steve, before you adjourn, why don't we mention, maybe Lisa has the date on hand, the time of our second public comment and public forum for the
Yes.
budget.
In 1 mile,
That's-
turn right
that's
onto
great.
Judd Road.
It's,
Well,
I have that, Lisa. I have that,
I have
Lisa.
a question on that, though. Is it for sure that we're doing a second public meeting, or is that a TBD as we get closer? Because I think that it was listed as a TBD, just out of curiosity.
I think we should leave it on the, on schedule.
Okay,
And if we see there's a reason to not hold it, we'll make the public aware.
okay.
Yes, if I can say, I would agree with that because, sometimes it's still early in the process
Mhm.
and we don't have all of our materials posted. So I would agree, because the next one is, I'm sorry, what's the date of that?
It's the 19th.
19th.
Thank you, the 19th Thursday, which means we will have had, our workshop, our monthly meeting. We'll have, as I said, as much posted as possible by Friday. So perhaps in looking at that, it might generate more questions or feedback. So I
Good
would
point.
encourage you to keep that on the books.
Yeah, we'll do that. Any other comments from the board? And we still have no hands raised. Okay. So can I have a motion to adjourn?
I so move.
Is there a second?
A second.
Okay, all those in favor? Say aye.
Aye. Aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Hi.
Great. Well, thanks, everyone. Appreciate it. Talk tomorrow.
See you tomorrow.
Good night.